Hi, everybody. Today we are going to talk about designing your life and work from home so that you could earn some extra income and tap into the $100 billion weight loss and GLP-1 market without having to leave your home literally, because we are launching this platform that's going to allow you to tap into the digital world. And so my name is Josie Tong. I'm one of the executive leaders here in Australia. So I came here from the Philippines, and I stumbled into aged care management after I finished my nursing. I was there for 17 years, a complete workaholic. I worked almost day and night, literally married to my job. At the age of 46, I was burnt out, and I woke up realizing that I had missed out on my kids' childhood. And so I couldn't remember when they first walk and their first talk. And I think, as moms, that those are the precious moments that you would don't want to miss. But that's life, and I've missed those childhood days. But what this profession has done for me, it's allowed me to be able to work from home. And so I've been there during their toughest times and been able to provide for them. Okay. Here they are now. They're 21 and 24 years old, and I'm a single mom. This profession has allowed me to be able to raise them without having to ask money from anybody. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to share with you about this business model. But to start with, let me ask you, you probably have thought at some stage to start your own business. A lot of people do, right? And so there's a lot of business models there, like retail, online, freelancers, franchise, direct sales, network marketing. So I'll touch base a little bit on some of them. So a business in franchise. So one example, if you have an Aussie Pooch mobile pet grooming, is 20,000 to start with. Coffee mobile vans is about 30 to 50,000. I didn't know that it's going to cost that much. Boost juice, 220 to 350,000. It's crazy. And if you want to upgrade and do the McDonald's franchise, it's $1 million to $2 million. And so starting a business costs a lot of money. Some people say, well, I want to do affiliate. I want to promote some Amazon products, some courses, or even travel. So people go into different models of businesses. So today I want to talk to you about the network marketing, sorry about the spelling, about the network marketing model. It's building a sales force. So what is the difference between the affiliate and the network marketing model? So affiliate is you do all the effort yourself. So here you learn to build a team, you learn to build a sales force. And so there's training that we have. And so what is it? In network marketing, you don't need to have inventory. You don't need to have a building or an office. And, it doesn't cost a lot of money to get started. I've started my business many, many years ago. And, it cost me a lot of money to put a company together and a lot of overhead. So here you don't have any employees. And what I love about this is you can work from anywhere. So you don't have to pay for legal, customer service, for production, for packaging, for shipping. Everything is done for you by the company. And that's why we call it the perfect side income. Our company called LifeVantage has the affiliate and network marketing model as well. And so who are we? We are a leader in cellular activation. It's total activation of the enzymes and processes in the body, and I'll go through that a little bit. And so if you're looking for a business partner, you would want to partner with a company that's stable. So we are debt free. The company has been around for over 20 years. They've sold over $2 billion of our flagship product called Protandim and RF2. And we have been featured in different magazines like Newsweek, Forbes, all of that. So this is our office in the USA. And so what I love about the model that we have and partnering with LifeVantage is that it allows you literally to be able to work from home. And that's what I've been doing for the past many, many years, is that I have been able to be there for my kids, and that I schedule the time when I can be on my phone and connect with people and send them the tools or do a presentation like this. You also have your virtual office. So imagine you don't have to worry about that doing database or customer service. Most of it is done by the company. So you have a login, you log in and you can see who's coming on, who's buying what, your total sales for the month, your total sales for the year, for the day, for the week, and then also your commission. And so you have your own personal online store. So what I love about it is that we are in multiple countries. So if somebody wants to buy products from me from Ireland or Canada or the USA, I could literally just send them a link and they could purchase directly from that market, and it will reflect in my virtual office and I get paid accordingly. And that's why we call it the perfect meld. So in our company, it's very unique because we don't supplement. When you supplement, you take the product and you look at the label, and that's exactly the ingredients is what you're taking in your body. But here it's very different. We take it to make it. We empower our bodies to make antioxidants, protein enzymes, collagen, and now we have the mind body system. So here are some of the range of products, and you can have a look at our replicated website. Whoever invited you here, they can go through some of the products with you. But today I want to talk about the trend that is happening. So you know that health and wellness is a trend. You look around, there's a lot of health and wellness products, there's a lot of health and wellness services, but most of all now, I think that there's a rise in obesity rates. There's a lot of, if you look at the obesity, like in Australia, according to Australian Institute of Health and Welfare, it says 32% of adults are overweight. And then in New Zealand, it's about 34%. And so you may have heard of GLP-1, you may have heard of names of products, injections that people have, which is a GLP-1. They call it GLP-1 agonist. And so this market here in 2022, I think it's $138 billion. So it's growing exponentially. And so it is projected that it could grow by 4 to 8 times in just 6 years. It's crazy. So health and wellness, dietary supplement, 2023, look at the sales, and it's projected to grow by about 40% in just the next 3 years. Anti-aging, so we have anti-aging product. Our product is anti-aging category. Okay, our Protandem, our collagen, our True Science, they're anti-aging products. And so as you can see there, it's almost like 80% increase in just the next 3 years. That is what this market is doing. It's like there's so many people that want it, men, women, young, old, they all want the anti-aging product. They all want the health and wellness product. So what we're excited about is just this month, our company launched in Australia, New Zealand, weight management product. And so if you look at the global sales here, just 2 years ago, it's it's so much, right? Almost 200 billion. And it's projected to grow by 115 billion more in just the next 2 years. So it's huge because it's our lifestyle, like we eat richer food. It's just crazy, the way that we are gaining weight. And so this is what we're excited about, is the GLP-1 market. We are the first to market a GLP-1 natural activator. We're going to change the industry, and we're changing the industry. And so we're leveraging digital marketing, our social media. And I know that this company will grow from 230 million to $1 billion. Why? Because of health consciousness of people. People are looking for solutions. And that's why we're talking to you today. So if you're thinking about a business, starting your own business, this is the time to think about it, to get started. So this is our weight management system. It's called Mind Body. It's a GLP-1 activator. So what is it? You, like I said earlier, you probably have heard of it from your friends. So there's drug companies that have generated, billions of sales in just the last couple of years because people find that the GLP-1 is helping them. So what is it? It's produced in your gut that helps you eliminate that roller coaster of dieting. People have this yo-yo dieting on diet, they go on a diet and off a diet. Now it's time to take back that control. So what does it do? It crushes the cravings. You have less impulse because it's what we eat literally that is causing us to put on weight, right? It's all that. So if you eliminate that food noise and the food that you eat goes through your digestive system slowly so you don't get hungry so often. So here we have proven results of men and women that have lost weight without losing muscles. Okay, it helps. Oops. So here, when it comes to weight loss, that you take this plus what we call Protandim NRF2. No needles, no injections, no drugs. So in a human clinical trial that they had 12 weeks of clinical trial, it's been proven that 95% had decreased sugar cravings because it's all those cravings, the sweets, the dessert, and all that we keep eating. That's why we're putting on the weight. 82% took back control of their relationship with food, and 90% ate less of meals. My daughter is taking this. Not that she has to lose a lot of weight, but I wanted her to help with her gut. And she was telling me on Sunday that she feels fuller. It's like, oh, mom, I'm not eating as much as I used to because she used to eat like quite big. So it comes in capsules, one bottle of capsules and a container of powder. So no drugs, no needles, no harmful side effects. You don't have to go to the doctor and spend outrageous money. So you just take two capsules in the morning 30 minutes before you have any food. And then you drink 2 scoops of the Mind Body Enhance with 25 grams of protein anytime during the day. I take mine for lunch or sometime later in the afternoon. So whatever suits you, whatever feeds you. So there's a lot of Facebook groups that we have, and you can see the before and after results of people. It works. The results vary, okay? Not everybody's going to lose 10 kilos or 5 kilos or 20 kilos. There are some people who have done that because it depends on what you do as well. How you eat, how you move your body, your hydration, your sleeping, etc. Okay? So you can go to our Facebook groups and have a look and read some of our testimonials because it's unbelievable, some of them, okay? So starting your business is exciting because you're going to learn new skills. And so what I learned in this industry is that my skills keep evolving because the first skill I had was to pick up the phone and ask people if they're interested to have a look at the information about my product and the business. And that's what I did. But now it's very different. There's a digital evolution. And so now the way we do business is not what I used to do 14 years ago. So I don't drive to people's homes and show them information. Now, most of it is just at the tip of your finger. So we have an all-in platform that we're launching in the beginning of May or the middle of May that allows you to be able to train yourself, to train the people in your team, because when you decide to do this business, you can either build it with customers. So if you're building with customers, you get paid on the purchases of your customers directly to you. But if you decide that you want more than $1,000, because you could earn $1,000 with 15 customers with the Mind Body. But if you want more than $1,000 a month, like I wanted 10,000, 20,000, like I want more than that because why not if there was the opportunity? And so what we will have that you will be part of it will only cost 20 US dollars a year. My gosh, that is like a giveaway. It helps you to automate your business, meaning there will be funnels. So for some of you, funnels might be like, okay, what is that? So funnels is basically, it's like a website where all the information that somebody needs to know about our product is all there. So I don't have to regurgitate the information. You don't need to do presentations. Everything is done for you by the system. Marketing is all there, like emails and, email flows for people who are new consultants, new customers, the products, like so much. And the AI integration. Can you imagine having a chat bot where you can say to Millie, which is the name of the chat bot, like, can you tell me how I can learn about how to get paid when I sell? And Millie will give you the answer. Will give you a link of where that is. It's kind of crazy to think about it, of how far we have come in this world because of advancement in technology, because of AI. If you're not learning about AI, you're probably going to fall behind. But don't worry about it, because we have integrated everything in this system that we will be launching. So with MindBody, with this system that we have, and to start with a minimal amount, oh my gosh, it's like, it's not much. So where we are in our current economy is not good. We were just talking before the presentation how the tariff that was announced in the US has affected a lot of people's superannuation, a lot of people's shares. It's like we are not in a good position. And so people are looking for extra income. There's rising inflation. People want to buy their homes, but it's getting more and more expensive, especially if you live around Sydney or Melbourne, Queensland. It's becoming more affordable, or I think all the other states as well. Now, the other major problem is the toxic overload rise of diseases. I know that for sure because I've got a nursing background. I've been back and forth to the hospital for the last 3 months. It's so, it's like you go there and you don't realize how bad it is when people get sick, because unless you see them. And I see it almost all the time. I go there like 3 times a week because I'm helping somebody, go back and forth to the hospital. But most importantly, it's people are more health conscious. So we talk about this in the beginning of the presentation, where people are looking to stay healthy, to be healthy. And so today, now I want to invite one of my friends. She's one of our leaders here in Australia and New Zealand. She's a former principal. She quit her job so she could be home with her kids, and I would love her to share her story. So let us welcome Miss Gillian. Where are you, Jill? I'm gonna spotlight you.
Fantastic. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me on this evening. And look, I just love listening to all of what Josie shared, because for me, when I was introduced to this industry, it was actually through the products, and I had no idea about what this business could truly offer. And for myself, I was an at-home mum, and this was the answer to so many of my prayers that I just didn't even realize at the time. It was very, very pretty incredible what came from it. But this evening, I'm going to share with you a little of my story, and I've been given full permission to go into a little bit more detail. And I'm excited to do so because my story starts way back when I was a child, actually. And for me, it was learning about the economic wheels. And for many of you, you're probably familiar with the first couple. The third one I had no idea about. And so yeah, I guess my story starts with wheel number 2, which was the traditional business model. And many of you are aware of this because we often start with wheel number 1, the 9-to-5 grind. And we've all had those sorts of jobs where, you go to work, you work for somebody, building their dream, and you take home your wage. If you don't show up for work, you don't get paid. So basically, every time you step off that wheel, the income stops coming in. But for me, wheel number 2 was where my journey began, and that was with traditional businesses. And this is often the dream of so many people, to own their own business and work for themselves because they think that this is what's going to create that freedom for them. But I knew from a very early age that that's not always the case. My parents bought a business when I was 8 years old. It was a small general store in a little bush community, the only shop for 40 kilometres. We were everything. We were the general store, the cafe, the fuel, the gas, the groceries, absolutely everything. And for the first 14 years of my life in Byfield, it was working in this shop. We worked 364 days a year, closing only on Christmas Day. And over that 14 years, I knew that owning a business was not for me. I saw my parents slave in this business. They, were there all day, every day. Even when the doors shut, we'd still get phone calls. Hey, can I just pop down and get this? And it was a lot of hard work, and they didn't have any time off. Any time off that they did have, it was a decision. Does mum go or does dad go? Someone always had to be at the business to keep it running. And, we didn't have family holidays for that reason. It was always just, sneaking off here and there where you can, but always with the business in the back of your mind. So for me, I knew from a very young age that traditional business wasn't for me. So I went through school, I went through uni, and I became a school teacher because I always had in my heart that I wanted to be a mum in years to come. And I thought, well, you know what? If I become a school teacher, I will be able to work when my children are at school. I'll be able to have holidays with them. I'll be able to have that flexibility of not having that business grinding me down all the time. So that's when my journey went to the 9 to 5 grind. And to be honest, I absolutely loved my job. I taught for many years. I became a school principal at a young age and did that for several years until I had my first child. And this was a truly special time for our family. You can see here my husband with my little first child, Jordan. And for the first time, I was on maternity leave without my own income. Now, at first, this was okay. My husband is incredibly supportive and he was totally fine with this. But for me, it was the first time in years that I did not have an income of my own. Remembering I'd come from that traditional business where I worked from the age of 8. And so I always had that little bit of pocket money growing into income. I worked really hard throughout my life. And while it was okay that my husband was being there willing to support me, I felt like I wanted to still be able to contribute. So when my little fellow was a little bit older, I started doing a couple of days of supply work. And you can see here I'm in my school uniform coming home to my little boy. And to be honest, I hated it. I hated being away from him. I was struggling to see what was happening with our school system and the battle of being there only for a day and not knowing the students and just seeing that it was a very challenging place to be. But it gave me that little bit of income and I felt like I was contributing a bit. And so I did do that just for the few days that I was able to. But then from there, I fell pregnant with my second child. And that's where the LifeVantage company came into my life. And it was through this little blue bottle, little golden activator pro tandem. A really close girlfriend reached out to me and she just said, hey, Jill, you need to have a look at this information. Now, this girlfriend of mine, we'd been friends for many years. We'd had our children at the same time. And she actually had lost her father-in-law at the same time I lost my dad. And you can see in the picture here to cancer. So she'd lost her father-in-law to motor neurons disease, and I'd lost my dad to cancer. And she just said, Jill, I wish we had have known about this sooner. And in short, she shared the information with me on the product. Now, I'm open to natural solutions. And, this was something that I definitely wanted to use myself. We have a history of family illnesses. I've also lost a sister when she was 21. This was just after her 21st birthday. And she had a heart condition, and we've got that history in our family. So, look, taking care of our health was a priority. And during my pregnancy with my second child, I was sick all the time. I'd caught the flu that many times that, I was run down, I was exhausted. And, this came into my life at the right time. I wasn't willing to try it while I was pregnant, but I had it in the back of my mind. And then, learning about oxidative stress during this time and what it could truly do for the body, it was an eye-opener. And if you've been invited on and you haven't heard the full information on our hero product, Protandim, I highly encourage you to go and check it out straight away, because you will be blown away with the peer-reviewed studies, the validation, the hundreds of organizations that have just said wow when they look at our science. And not only that, the thousands and thousands of lives that have been changed through this product alone. And for me, that's what I did. I researched throughout the rest of my pregnancy, so that when I was able to start trying it after I'd had my bub, I started my Protandim journey. Instantly, I started feeling better energy. I was sleeping better, and I just felt more like myself. But it was also the eye opener into this third economic wheel. And this is the one that I did not know about. For me, when I thought of home-based businesses, I thought about, Tupperwares and, just doing little party plans, earning a little bit of pocket money, and then that was it. And that wasn't for me. And it's okay if it is for you, that's fine. But for me, I wasn't looking for just little bits of pocket money. I wanted the freedom to stay home with my children, but I wanted more than that. I wanted to have a good income again. So when I started taking Protandim, I loved what I was seeing. I loved what I could see for others, and I naturally started sharing with others. So without intentionally building the business, silly me, I should have been intentional, it started to grow anyway. And I started to share more and more with others, and it started to pay for my own products. But not only that, I started to gain a lot of other things that were unexpected from it. I had this beautiful team that came and supported me. I had mentors that were pouring into me, and they were all people that were just invested in seeing me succeed. So I continued to share with others, and the business continued to grow. As I was sharing, it was all slotting into my family life. I was able to be 100% present for my family, and then go and share in the nooks and crannies of my life. Quite often, my children would come along with me, and they'd be a part of that journey as well. So they've grown up seeing mum share this information with others and help people change their lives. It was an absolute gift. And as I continued to share, my business continued to grow. I learned new skills along the way. I don't know too many trades where you earn as you learn, but this was one. I had been the person who went to university and came out with a huge HEX debt, which I then spent the first 10 years of my teaching career paying it off, to then going into an industry where I was getting all of this training for free, and I was earning as I was learning it all. Huge difference. Not only that, it was taking me to places that I would never have thought possible. My husband and I going to the Bahamas and Croatia and, Hamilton Island and incentive trips, Park City, all these beautiful locations, all these incredible travel opportunities, which for me would never have happened without LifeVantage. So absolutely incredible opportunities. But also, one of the best parts about this business is the beautiful team that grew as I grew this business as well. And, with this industry, it's those extra friendships that you make along the way, these people that are, all connected and have this like interest of helping others, staying healthy, creating that flexibility and helping people to succeed. And, that's what we are growing here. So, we have the mentoring, the coaching, the systems, and as Josie mentioned, a new system coming into place as well. But the training has been incredible. So I'm super grateful for all of my beautiful team who have partnered with me over this time. But most excitingly is that at the end of 2021, I was able to formally resign from my education position. So this business had grown over those years with the effort that I had put in, and it allowed me to completely step away from education, resign, and this is my full time. It's now been 9 years that I've been with this company. Today, I get to be a mum and a wife first, and I get to do this in the slots of my life. In fact, in the last 3 days, we're now on school holidays. We have started our day with bike rides. So we've been off doing trails and bike rides. This afternoon, we were at the beach with the boys. And, this is my life. Because it's school holidays, I can be mum first, and then I get to do this around my family. So absolutely incredible. I'm so grateful. And I ask you, will 2025 be the year that you make your health and your family your first priority, yourself. So I thank you for listening. And on that, Josie, I will hand straight back to you.
Wow, Jill, your story is so inspiring. Who here feel inspired with Jill's story? Because I'm definitely so inspired. Thank you so much for sharing. And look at all these beautiful women here. So glad to see everybody. So let's join arms, let's link arms together and make this happen. So thank you so much for that.